My dearies, it's been about 4 months. I apologize for the really fucked up looking eyeliner on my bottom lids. I was testing something last night with a mask, and I looked like some weird version of one of the singers from Kiss. So, it was interesting. Anyway, it's been freaking forever. I am finally uploading a chapter after 4 months, maybe more, give or take. I think definitely about 4 months at the most. Anyway, we're on book number 5 of Reaper Adventures, Final Awakening, by moi, Alicia Kenyon. Yes, I did just randomly do that weird kind of flip around. Woo, woo, woo. Anyway, don't mind me. We're on chapter 5 of book number 5 of Reaper Adventures. Ha! 5 and 5. Don't bring your kids. Your people kids, anyway. Your fur babies are just going to follow you about, anyway. So, yeah. Don't bring your people kids. I apologize for the silence. I have not had any music. But don't bring your people kids. It's not kid-friendly. It's for mature audiences only. Probably about, like, young adult, mature audiences. Moving on. There's no sex scenes or curse words. But there is the destruction of Jeromson, which I believe this chapter is continuing on. I'm not quite sure. It's been a while, like I said. There's the destruction of Jeromson. There's the serial killer's murder scene. I think we remember him from book number 1. There's a fight scene. Obviously, there's fight scenes in, like, all of these books. But moving on. And there's a deal between the demon and the Archangel Michael. And I accidentally ripped that little page off. That was not my intention to do that. But anyway, we will now move on. Don't bring your people kids. I'm not quite sure what's in this chapter. I'm going to do this real quick before my little one wakes up. She probably just went down maybe about an hour ago, but let's not jinx it. So we're on chapter 5. Payne had realized, after managing to avoid the Reapers, that attempting to put out the fires with spiritual energy made them worse. Payne made a sound of panic and shouted an unintentional curse, clapping his hands over his mouth and staring at the now spreading blue and white flames. I should say no written curse words, but that does not mean that they do not curse in the story. I just don't write the curse words down. Moving on. The sudden realization that he was dehydrated and more than likely going to burn alive in these fires sank into Payne's mind, causing despair to spread through his body. Payne would have begun to cry, if he could. The heat from this inferno, with twisters of flames here and there, had caused him to stop sweating, his lips to crack, and the blood that oozed from those painful splits to dry and close over, only to open again. Yeah, that's what I meant to write, but it came out. My brain was quicker than my hand on that sentence. Moving on. This fire was indeed killing Payne, taking his life slowly. For some reason, that revelation caused anger. If this fire was going to take his life away, Payne wanted to take the spiritual energy fueling this inferno away from it. Got a little thought process. Whee! I don't know, I just felt like it. It's okay, actually. We can call myself mentally hilarious, but we all know I'm slowly losing my mind. Caffeine. Continuing. Payne wanted to take the fire's life, so to speak, before it completely steal his. Payne extended a hand with a gaze that matched the heat of this inferno, his eyes turning gold as his desire to take the spiritual energy fueling this inferno his complete focus. Payne wasn't sure if it was working. I mean, that's kind of a big fire, considering the fact it's the whole town that's on fire. So, continuing. Not until he felt the inferno's spiritual energy entering his body and saw the fires become an orange-red again. Red, orange, red, whatever. Same thing. Payne blinked, but refused to break his concentration, knowing that this was the way to get rid of the fires now. Yep. Wibble wobble. Even when it began to hurt. Oh my god, you two, fight it out elsewhere. Cats, I'm telling you. Even when it began to hurt, Pain continued to put out the rapidly dying fires. Pain saw, as well as felt, the last of the burning embers flicker, give one last gasp of life, and then wink out, dead. He sank to his knees, drawing in breaths through gritted teeth. Both sets of his wings had emerged from his back, drawn around him like a shield. Release the excessive spiritual energy you absorbed. Nathaniel's voice drifted over to Pain. Pain blinked back the tears to the best of his ability and saw a very blurred form of Nathaniel. How? Pain managed to gasp. Think of it as something or someone you want to let go of, and let go of it. Nathaniel replied, wishing he could do more to help Pain. There we go. I worded that differently in the sentence, but I fucked up when I said it. Yeah, I say the curse words, so if you don't like me saying curse words, then continue at your own risk. Moving on. It was difficult for Pain to think through the constant haze of anguish. He thought of something that he wanted, as well as needed, to let go of, and consciously released the excessive spiritual energy killing him. Yeah, because it does that sometimes. Ouch. Though Pain did this subconsciously, he also released the aspect of a normal life again. The spiritual energy that had nearly killed Pain was released with no destruction. The awakening of Pain's still dormant spiritual energy was what caused the following waves of destruction. Nathaniel hadn't expected a third awakening. I mean, I don't think anyone kind of would. In ancient times, Nephilim had all of their spiritual energy active, in my version of the Nephilim, sort of. So, moving on. They didn't wake multiple times either. So now we will continue. He had lowered the seal of containment when he felt the slight shift. Confusion swept through Nathaniel, followed by horrible realization. Nathaniel didn't raise another seal of containment in time before a wave of spiritual energy flattened what little buildings had remained standing. Because if we recall, Princess Ariel of the Angelic Order and Archangel Michael set the entire town of Jeromson on fire in order to draw out Pain and his allies. That's in previous chapters. Catch up if you want. Don't catch up if you don't want. Whatever you want is all up to you. And if you think that's a speck of dirt, that is not a speck of dirt. That is actually a sprinkler system. It does look like a speck of dirt, and I was totally about to wipe my screen. That's why I said that. Moving on. Wave of spiritual energy flattened what little buildings had remained standing. It spread out like the radius of a bomb. Nathaniel had been blown backwards, barely managed to take flight, and knew that even if he had put up another seal of containment, it would have been shattered. Oh my god. Just as suddenly as it happened, it stopped, leaving just a wake of destruction in the aftermath. Nathaniel cautiously landed and then collapsed with a gasp of pain. He looked at his leg and saw that, while it was trying to heal, the bone from his lower leg was protruding from it. Ouch. Ow. I mean, I say that so calmly, but ow. Nathaniel then felt all of his injuries, the brief adrenaline rush to numb the pain, now gone. Yeah, that does actually happen. I think adrenaline is like one of the I actually don't know adrenaline and what it does. So, I mean, if you do know, please, I guess, just leave a comment about how it works, because I don't know. I could easily correct that if I knew. Moving on. Nathaniel knew that his body would attempt to heal everything at once, even if Nathaniel could focus on one injury at a time. His nearly torn off wings, his broken bones, and ruptured organs. Wow, I really do say that very calmly, but that just sounds so painful. Ouch. Oh my god. The likelihood of not passing out was extremely unlikely. However, the possibility of Nathaniel's vessel dying before Nathaniel could heal was more than likely going to happen. Because, yeah, they actually occupy a willing human vessel that can sustain their angelic spiritual energy without spontaneously combusting. Well, continuing. Payne saw Nathaniel, unconscious, his wounds barely healing, and knelt down beside him, healing Nathaniel's injuries after resetting Nathaniel's broken leg. Is that the garbage truck? That might be the garbage truck. Moving on. When Payne was sure that Nathaniel wouldn't die, he made his way to search for any more injured. That is the garbage truck. He found no remaining survivors and made his way to where he hoped war, famine, pestilence, and the demon were. They were there, and Payne breathed a sigh of relief at the fact they were unharmed. The demon looked like he had seen better days, though. I mean, he did kind of get knocked out. Always in the middle of her nap, the garbage truck decides to come along and go bang, 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 bang. Anyway, war, famine, and pestilence were covered in grime and blood Payne was positive wasn't theirs. Payne could only imagine how he looked and then promptly shuddered at the mental image. Or maybe that was a FedEx? Ha! Anyway, moving on. What happened to Nephilim? Were questioned as they headed away from the flattened and destroyed town of Jeromeson. Payne trailed off there. Unsure of speaking the rest of his answer was a good idea. There we go. Okay, yep, boom. I don't know, Payne sighed. I put out the fires by removing the spiritual energy that fueled them and released it so it wouldn't kill me, and then I don't know what happened. Payne explained as they somehow managed to slip by unseen by the curious news reporters. I mean, all of a sudden there's this boom, and yeah, I mean, any news reporter that would have been there or come from neighboring towns would be there. I'm assuming it's breaking news in this story. So, once again, I can easily correct that if I am wrong in that nature. Just leave a comment below, because I'm trying to make it seem a little more realistic. Moving on. War frowned briefly. I hear you, little one. I am literally one paragraph away from done. War frowned briefly, no longer sure of what was possible with Nephilim any longer. What he did know for a certainty was that somehow the Nephilim had awoken once more, and that his presence and spiritual energy were no longer hidden. And that is the end of chapter 5, the first chapter upload in months. Holy shit. I gotta be quick about this, so yeah. I have some accounts if any of you are interested. I have a Wattpad account, which is at Tempesta771, a TikTok account, which is at AirgenCraven2, an Instagram, which is Tempesta Braveheart, very long names, a Facebook, which is Airgen Craven. I normally don't accept people if I don't know them as friends on Facebook, but I will do my best to accept you on Facebook if I don't know you. I have a Snapchat, which is also Airgen Craven, except there is no uppercases or space in my Snapchat. And we are watching my YouTube, which is under the name Tempesta Braveheart. And Trent, I do not have food for you. Please get off my lap. I have to take care of my little one soon. Anyway, we're watching my YouTube, which is under the name Tempesta Braveheart. So, first chapter in months. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll try to get back on a regular schedule. I am, however, very busy taking care of my little one, who was asleep in there. And anyway, yeah. Peace out, Girl Scouts, and enjoy the mental hilarity.